Hi kids, Grandpa here. Today we're going to finish fixing the piano bench. But first, Grandmother wanted me to get some eggs. So we'll go up to the barn and get those, and then we'll come back and we'll finish fixing the bench. Oh, there's some eggs. Oh, there's some more eggs. I don't think they like us bothering them. But we need to get the eggs. This hen here just stays on the nest. She's broody. Broody is when they're setting on their eggs, waiting for them to hatch. That can take up to 21 days. They have to be awfully patient. Well, let's get the eggs. We won't reach in to bother her. She'll try to peck me. Remember those wooden eggs? We just leave those there so the hens will know to come back and lay more eggs in this nest. Same thing here. There's a couple of wooden eggs there. We'll just get the good ones. Let's take these down to Grandmother and then we'll get back to work on the piano bench. The glue has had a chance to dry overnight, so it's time to take the clamps off. We unscrew these. And you can see that because we had that block of wood there, that the clamps didn't leave any bad marks on the good wood. The part we glued on is nice and tight. We'll also take the clamps off this. This also looks nice and tight. Now that the broken pieces are glued back together, we'll put this back together. This end of board here goes into this slot right here. So we'll set that right in there like that. Next we take the leg and slip the metal bracket into the little cuts in the wood. When we tighten that bolt up, it'll tighten this corner up. We'll put this other leg in the same way. We'll line that bracket up into the slot and then slide the leg down. Then we'll hold this piece up to the right height and tighten the bolt up on the inside. Those are all snug. You might remember that we took screws out of little holes here and over here. Those will help keep things at the right height. So we'll go ahead and put those screws back in. That should hold. Now we need to tighten these nuts up some more. We'll use a crescent wrench. A crescent wrench is also called an adjustable wrench because you can move this little screw here and it moves the jaws in and out. A lot of times an adjustable wrench isn't the best tool, but when you have big square nuts like this, it really works pretty well. We'll also check the other side that wasn't broken and make sure things there are tight as well. They're actually pretty good. That feels pretty sturdy. Now we're ready to put the lid on. Putting the lid on is going to be a little tricky because it wants to move all over the place until we get the screws in. I sure wish you were here to help me hold this. It would be a lot easier. When you put screws back into plastic or wood, you don't want to just start screwing it in because it might not line up just right with the threads in the wood or the plastic. If you get the threads lined up wrong, it can damage the hole. So what we want to do is we want to turn the screw backwards until we feel the screw drop into the thread that was made by the screw last time it was in the hole. There we go. We'll want to do the same thing over here. Turn it backwards first until you feel it drop in, and then you can screw. You notice I'm not using the drill to put the screws back in. That's because the drill is strong enough that it could easily over-tighten the screw to the point where it doesn't hold anymore. Now we'll get the last one. Turn it backwards. Oop, there, just dropped in. Now we tighten it. Right now, this lid can open too far. So we'll go ahead and attach this back up, and that'll hold it so it doesn't go back too far. Again, we turn the screw backwards till we feel it drop into the threads and then tighten it. We don't want to tighten this screw too far because if we did, then it wouldn't let the lid go up and down easily. That feels about right. There, it's all back together. You can even sit on it and move back and forth. I think Grandma will be happy. What do you think?